Hi guys, and welcome to another episode of DJ and BJJ with me, Irish Mike, and my co-host
Ken, aka DJ and Drifter. And with us today we've got Tommy Lucas, also known as Tommy Creonte, fellow Mat House training partner, fashionista, and as his name suggests, Creonte. How you doing, mate? Thanks for joining us for the chat today. How you going?
I'm good. I'll take all of that. It's pretty fair, I think.
It's good. It's balanced stuff.
Yeah.
We've got some rough with the smooth, mate. But yeah, we talked. Well, Mike teed this episode up a few weeks ago now. We've had a few things that come up in between, and obviously you're off the mats with a tattoo, Tommy. So we've had the chance to link up and get this done. But we were going to talk about cross training, loyalty to your home club, and whether Creonte is even a thing anymore, or whether it was always a joke. But firstly, I'd like to get into who you are and how we know you, just very briefly, so the listeners, especially the ones who aren't from the house, have got an idea. So I actually don't really, again, like with Zach, I don't really remember meeting you. It's kind of like you're one of the faces that have always been part of Mat House. But we got our blue belts together, didn't we? That was the same grading ceremony.
Yeah, no, I got it, I think, a couple of days after.
Oh, were you not there at the...
No, I wasn't there at the grading. It was my kid's party, so I held that against it for the rest of my life. But if I didn't get it, but then I got it a couple of days later, so that was all right. But yeah, same time.
Nice. So you were Mat House from a white belt. Do you remember meeting Tom?
Yeah, I actually have a good memory of it because I don't know how we originally met, but I can remember the first time actually having proper thing. It was a Saturday, and we were inside having a Saturday roll, and we were walking back because I was off the road at the time, not for drink driving as people would think because I'm Irish and I talk about drinking, but just for other things.
I did assume it was that as well, to be fair.
Yeah. Everybody thinks, well, how many pints did you drink? No, I just got too many pints on my licence. Yeah. But we were doing a class on Saturday, and I remember we were walking back to get the bus because I used to often meet you on the bus on the Saturdays that time. And I said, "Oh, do you want to go for a pint in O'Neill's?" And I was like, "Yeah, of course." Like, you know what I mean? And met down and met your missus and your kid. Remember that?
It was before that.
Was it before?
It's before we went for one in the White Eagle as well.
Oh, yeah. Okay. I thought you were before that. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it was, but so that's my first memory of. I think we often rolled together, but like I think that was me and you kind of bonding a little. Do you know the way when you like? Obviously, you're rolling with loads of people, but you create little friendships, and they kind of grow, don't they? And now I just call him the man that climbs the ladder because every time we roll together, he seems to just get me in a position where he has my two legs and he just works his way up along my legs like he's climbing a ladder, and I can't get the cunt off me.
Yeah. Now I bought you a beer, it's softened the blow of tapping you all the time.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah. I don't even know if I have tapped you, to be fair. You're like Ken, I think.
Never.
Elusive.
You know, and I think even if I had, he's going to say no, but I can't remember it. Like, so
especially considering most of our listener base is Mat House, who deny that vehemently, I'm sure. But yeah, so did you train anywhere before Mat House? I know you train about a bit. I remember how we'd overlap a lot because I was on weird schedules with shifts, and you have a weird training schedule where you'll sometimes be doing mornings, sometimes afternoons, and sometimes evenings. But how did you get into jiu-jitsu, and where have you kind of called home?
So I started jiu-jitsu in London at a place called Carpe Diem. So that's where I started out. And I got into jiu-jitsu because I was doing Muay Thai before, and then I just got a bit bored of it, and I didn't like getting hit in the head. And, you know, this face isn't made to be hit, you know what I mean? And so then I saw some other guys where I was training, I was training at a place that did 10th Planet, and I could see them doing the warm-ups in the morning. I was like, what is this? They're doing like all the Granby rolls and all this kind of the cartwheels. I'm like, this is a bit weird, but
gymnastics.
Proper
Tim
gymnastics.
Planet would be a bit more athletic in their warm-ups, I'd imagine.
Yeah. And then after that, it was the leg lock class as well, which was it blew my mind just watching it. So I thought, well, I'll get into this, but I'll try and go somewhere else that's not so complicated. So I started at Carpe Diem. I was there for a couple of years until COVID. Okay. And COVID shut everything down. Then we moved to Reading. Then I started training at Mat House. But prior to that, I used to come along to the open mats at the old place on a Saturday.
Oh, back in Whitley?
Yeah.
Oh, so you were in the OG place?
Yeah. I used to go on just on a Saturday, just because my mother-in-law's over here, and, you know...
Easier access to get to
given the choice of being in or going out and getting smashed, I'm going to go out and get smashed, so...
Yeah.
Fair play to you.
That's why you're on the DJ podcast and not...
Welcome to DJ and BJJ. So yeah, you've done a bit of martial arts, and you've done a bit of jiu-jitsu. So you, with Mat House, is your kind of home gym now, would you say? Like when you compete, you compete under Mat House, but Do you still train at Carpe Diem a bit? Like
I do.
You cross train like a lot, don't you? You're always telling me you're dropping into places, even if it's just for seminars. So.
I do. I mean, my working pattern is supposed to be 3 days at home and then 2 days in the office, right? So when I'm at home, 3 days I'm training at Matt House, and I try and do 1 or 2 on a Monday, an hour on a Tuesday, or 2, depending on what I can do, and then like a couple of hours on Wednesday if I can. So then Thursday, Friday, I'm training in London. So Friday, I train at Carpe Diem because, you know, that's the original place, quiet lunchtime class. And Thursdays, I've been going around trying to find somewhere to land at. That's why I've been going to lots of different places and stuff like that. So
How many hours would you be training a week then?
I was doing like 8.
That's
like
the lovely
7,
number.
8.
But if you can get it in, that's lovely. Like, especially if you can stay healthy while doing that number, that's lovely.
Yeah, and generally without any injuries either, right? But then, I don't know, a few things are happening at home and stuff, so I can't train as much.
Yeah, life gets in the way like this.
Exactly. But I'm still rocking out like 3 or 4, I think, something like that. You know?
I think four is kind of what you should be at minimum. That's my own opinion.
The baseline should be 3 to 4, but you should be aiming for that.
Yeah, you should be aiming for that no matter what.
8 range. It's like, because Tom's like us really. That's why we wanted you on to chat this through, because obviously, like, you know, top guys might have a different opinion on kind of cross training. I think it's more essential to even them, you know. But for us, like, this is DJ and BJJ's the everyman's jiu-jitsu, you know what I mean? Guys that are balancing it with work and stuff. But still, if you think, you know, you've got a hectic schedule and 7 to 8 hours is a feasible amount, you know, you make time for the things that matter. But with selecting gyms, with you say you're floating about a bit, like, do you have a criteria for, I guess, because I've got some parallels from when I was out in Brazil about drop-ins, but do you normally message ahead, or do you just look at the schedule and then call in? How do you select gyms? Have you got a preference for kind of like guys that you look for, like black belts that you want to train under, or what? Because London's got a big selection now, eh?
Yeah, it's a good question. So Carpe Diem, I had that relationship anyway.
Yeah.
And Checkmate Fight Zone. I used to train there a little bit of no-gi before, and I used to train Muay Thai there. So I'm on the system there anyway. Yeah. But then the other places, I'd message them beforehand. You know, like Insta's fine for that. Just message them, oh, can I come along? Sometimes you don't have to pay. But then, it kind of depends. Sometimes you get the first free class. But then if I think I'm going to be going there for a while, I'm quite happy to pay it, because like everyone's got a business, right?
Yeah, that's it.
I mean, it's worth it as well, the few quid, like, you know what I mean? I mean, if you think how many pints you'd swamp in an hour. And
like, even if they do say, it's like just a drop-in session, you can have it for free. Like, you always try and buy like a T-shirt or something if they've got a merch shop. Like, give a little bit back. But
exactly.
Like, so with your floating about, like, I think, like, I don't think I've ever trained at a gym without messaging beforehand. I think it's just, especially in South America, I always tell stories about. It's the schedules are often massively out of date, or like were written and put up on a website a few years ago. So before I was able to reach a few gyms in Rio, I'd be turning up and there'd be like no one open and the gym would be locked. And once in Curitiba, I even messaged ahead and they were like, yeah, sure, come and train. I turned up and it was a fucking kids class. So I turn up and there's like a load of people drop in, and all the dads are there with them, but like I'm getting some weird looks, like, because I'm there on the mat it was a purple belt coach. I'm there on the mat chatting to him because I'd arrived a bit before class because I wasn't sure how long it was going to take me to get across the town. So
they're all waiting for your missus to arrive on with the kids.
Yeah, so I'm like sat there talking to him. It's this gringo. He, to be fair to Leo, the purple belt's name was, he had good English, so we were chatting away. And I saw everyone was looking at me a bit weird, and it was only the kids that were in their gis. All the dads were in like civvy clothes. I was like, hang on. And like, all the kids start warming up, and the purple belt starts cracking up, and he's like, I told you could train. I didn't say who the training partners would be. And to be fair, he used me as the UK, and then like we stayed for a couple of we did some games with the kids. He kind of let me help with the class, and then we stayed for a few rounds afterwards. And he was like, I'll come back tomorrow, and we'll have like the adult class, it was laughed off relatively quickly. But like obviously being the gringo on the mats, like the awkwardness, all the dads muttering to each other in Portuguese, I was like,
what the hell is going on here?
But yeah, so
that's nightmare situation.
That's how you learn the lesson, to check that the schedule, when you even messaging ahead sometimes ain't sufficient. You need to check in that message that the schedule is correct and what the class is going to be. And
exactly.
But do you select gyms by who's coaching there, or do you just do it by geographic proximity? Do you have a process at all?
Yeah, geographic proximity, right. So basically, close to where I work, so I look at them, I message them, and then go along. And then I think, you kind of get a general feel for it, don't you? It's like number of people on the mat, how long the class is, how knackered you feel after, kind of standard of the teaching. I mean, facilities don't matter that much, to be honest with you. I don't think. I mean, everywhere's kind of got a fairly decent level these days anyway, right? So I haven't been to too many flea pits, right?
You haven't been to Farnborough?
No showers, like. No, the level is awesome there, but like,
no showers.
you sacrifice it.
No showers, and they've got one room with water, but it's coming from the floor.
Finally getting a bit of shade thrown out after 10 podcasts and propping them up.
Yeah, we've picked up.
No, we love them. Yeah,
every road leads to Carlson's on this podcast, by the sounds of it. But yeah. So yeah, that was kind of similar to me in Brazil. Really, it's like you pop it into Google Maps, just jiu-jitsu or BJJ, see what pops up, and then message. If you get a reply, sweet. If not, rinse, repeat until you get that reply and
exactly.
And drop in.
Exactly. And I've kind of, I think now I've been around a few places, and I've kind of landed now on Thursday nights being at Checkmat, and then Fridays being at Carpe Diem, just because of the way the timetable works, the teaching, the quality on the mats and stuff like that.
So your routine is kind of sorted now in the gyms you train in?
Yeah, I think so. So it'll be like three a week, and maybe the service place around the corner as well on a Sunday or something.
All right.
You know.
We'll say nothing. Swiftly moving on. We actually must
drop it. We must drop in.
We must drop in and have an open mat.
To be fair,
it's just a good joke.
Yeah, it's just, like I say, it's difficult for me because I would literally have to walk past Mat House to be there, and most of the class times clash. So I'm never gonna train.
Yeah, it'd be an open mat or something
over the house. But
we will visit sometime.
Yeah, one of the bank holiday open mats when the times marry up. Then 100% I'd like to come through. I know a few of our lads went for that. They did a fundraising.
Shaz was there and a couple more.
Shaz and a few of the others went for that fundraising thing. So we'll have to call in. Do you so I assume you've got a membership at Mat House. I don't know if you just pay by class, or do you generally, when with being such a jiu-jitsu slut, as you eloquently put it once upon a time, how do you finance this? We'll get onto your clobber in a minute, but
he's dressed to impress today, and people can't see. We might take a picture afterwards.
That's just my standard attire.
He's always dressed to impress. I've got plenty of questions about that. The most fashionable man in the house.
Yeah.
But yeah, do you like pay drop-in classes? Do you have like loose membership deals? What's generally
Mat House? I played the full membership, which I took out. I think. Yeah. I think it still works out at best because I can't go down to the off peak, and I can't go down to the 3 days a week because I want to do more than that. I want to have the option to do more.
Yeah.
So I just pay for that. The other places I'm just doing drop-ins. I think I've signed up for Checkmat now because it works out the same as a
drop-in fee.
Yeah. Oh, okay. But then you get 2 classes per week instead of 1.
Yeah.
So I can sometimes go do.
If an opportunity presents itself, you can drop in. You don't have it works out cheaper for you.
Yeah, exactly. And there's a certain thing about. In my mind, I kind of want to be on the books as well, just to show a bit of commitment. Yeah. To show a bit of commitment to there, I think. I don't know. But then,
so what stopped you from not continuing with Muay Thai there? It was just the getting striking part of it, was it?
Yeah, I think what was it? I was at one place and I just had a shit lesson. I think I kicked some guy's elbow twice. Some guy completely battered me in sparring, and then I got told off by the teacher. I'm like, you know what? I'm like, I don't need this. In my late 30s, I don't even want to bother with this.
Had you done martial arts for much of your life, or was it something you got into?
Just something I got into later because I moved to East London and I didn't really know anyone, so I wanted to do a sport that I could do with other people, that I wasn't relied upon or anything like that. So you join a 5-a-side team and then you can't make it, and everyone's on your case, So then I thought, well, I'll do this, and it was good crack and stuff. And I think when during the lockdown, I was doing it a lot more because a lot of the jiu-jitsu places shut down, and you could still find some places to do a bit of striking and stuff like that, So went back into it, and then Mat House.
Yeah, once they reopened, you were into it. So with the drop-ins in London, are those like costly or?
It's like 20 quid a session,
pretty
much.
Yeah.
20. Although I messaged Roger Grace in Moorgate, and they're like 30 quid.
That's like Sao Paulo was those.
And then you have to buy all the new gis. You have to wear the gear as well, so you have to buy another rash guard and a pair of shorts.
No, I think you're all right as a drop in, but then I think if you were to drop in a bit, I mean, I've never kind of crossed that bridge, right? But then, I don't know if you'd have to get all the gear like a kind of a Gracie Baja style.
I think you have to, don't you? Is that right?
Some like I don't know. Some of the places, like some of the bigger gyms, most of Brazil was super relaxed, but in Sao Paulo, some of the bigger gyms were you'd have to pay like 100 reals, so like 25 quid for the hour class, and then if you didn't have their affiliated gi, you'd pay 100 or so reals to rent the affiliated gi, and then you've paid 50 quid in a country where that'd last you, a few days of good eating, and it's like, whereas in London, 30 quid's a bit more, I guess a little bit more understandable. I think for drop-ins though, from what I've heard, I don't know from Pad, I think we'll get him to confirm this in the community chat, but I'm pretty sure he said for drop-ins and open mat, so you don't have to be wearing the affiliated gi.
But if you were to show up after that, they'd probably want to.
They'd
everyone gets a free pass in the first one.
I know he's had to throw all his old gis out or just use them for.
No, he was rocking the Madhouse one as the last competition, even though he left us.
Really?
He was in solidarity with us though, so we won't mind that.
No, go on, Paddy.
Well, shout out Paddy, yeah.
And I think, as you can imagine, with me, like having to wear an in-house gi would just be a deal breaker, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've got
plenty of questions about whether you have a separate wardrobe for your gis and whatever you. But whilst we're still on the cross training and loyalty, so I mean, do you think like you said, you want to be on the books at Matt House, show something? Do you think some form of gym loyalty is necessary, or for you, how do you view it? And I'm interested in your input afterwards, Mark, as well.
Yeah. I was thinking about it, and I think it's fine to cross train, right? But then if you spread yourself around a number of different places, you can't expect to be treated the same as someone who's going like 5 days a week, right? So for example, at grading and stuff like that, you might not, if it's done on attendance, then you might not get the same treatment as someone who is there 5 days a week and stuff like that. So I think and generally you talk to the coaches and they're like, we're quite happy for you to go elsewhere and stuff like that, because also it brings other things back to the gym as well, right? So I'll come back and I'll start playing a bit more De La Riva or a bit more of this, a bit more of that. So it kind of makes the overall gym better. I think I've kind of heard them say. But yeah, you might lose out when it comes to grading and things.
And the way you build that little community as well, I think, like, when you're just less frequently seeing people, I think that will develop slower. Yeah, what's your side?
No, I was just saying I agree, like what he's saying, but it's kind of like a two-way street, isn't it? It's like, it's not black and white, is it? There's like a lot of grey, because like it's like you say about coaches. I was thinking that when we're making notes about, like, you can't really expect to get graded even if you are maybe getting that much better, because like, he's not seeing you all the time, and although you might be progressing, he's not seeing you on the mat all the time, going against the guys who he knows what level they are. So maybe it might be harder for him. But then also, you do get better rounds if you if you're going to different places. Like, not better rounds, but you're seeing more a diverse amount of skill and effort, against people. But I was thinking, like, I was going to say, it's the competing thing. I think that's how you show your loyalty, in my opinion. Like, you know. Because if you're going to train three gyms, you can't compete under 3 names. That's just ridiculous.
I was going to say, I think it's ultimately transactional. Like, I know I say the Creonte thing. Like, do you know what that means? Yeah, cool. I wasn't sure. Some people
I didn't know, and he was gone.
Have asked, yeah.
Well, you keep calling it a Creonte, don't you? Yeah. I don't know if it's your auto check, your spell check that keeps defaulting it to Creonte. You keep calling it Tommy Creonte.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm doing. See, I don't have a fucking clue. Like.
It's just fist bashing buttons at this point. But it was Carlson that coined it. I checked it before this episode because I think I had a wild stab in the dark at that last time I defined it. But it was him. But it is a joke. Like, I call you it in a loving term. I think ultimately, like
term of endearment, isn't it?
Yeah,
I feel the love as well.
You got to have nicknames, but like we've all said, cross training's a good thing. Ultimately, like, especially if you're looking to compete, it's going to up your game. But
I mean, you're probably going to go to some gyms as well to get like a more wrestling. You might go for a wrestling class that might be there as well, or maybe there might be, like we do the judo. Obviously, they have judo in Matt House on the Wednesday or Thursday night as well.
Tuesdays, yeah.
It's Tuesdays,
Tuesdays at 9, yeah. Coach Fraser, big up.
I think I've given up on wrestling. I think it's just too hard for me. Basically.
It's hard. Heavy impact, isn't it? All of the stand-up ones, judo, wrestling, they take a tough toll on your body, and it's like, starting on the ground is a
butt scoot for life, man.
I was actually a bit of a Creonte, as you say there, on Tuesday. I went to Carlson's for a roll with Luke and that, because I was trying to make a no-gi class. I couldn't make one due to work in Matt House, so I wanted to get my hours in no-gi, and I hadn't seen Lucas in a while, so it seemed like a good fit. But they just said, yeah, we'll drill by doing some double legs. And I was just like, oh, come on, me with
Start-
my
yeah.
bad hips, like.
Starting warm up to double legs. But I think most big teams agree that, you know, cross training is essential to work on different gaps in your game. In like, even from our level at hobbyists, like ultimately it is transactional. Like you can get caught up in, you know, the community you make and the friendships you make there, and you know, you spend a lot of your time there and create like a bond that's kind of more than a, you know, you don't create that sort of bond with the corner shop or Tesco's, or maybe you do, but I've never been blessed to. But
we're not even a team though. I know we are kind of a team when we compete together, but like you can go against your teammates, and it has happened in.
Of course.
We're all out for ourselves really in a way, even though we are part of the team making each other better. But I think it's like the community thing. But I think I think it's the competing of it. That's how you show your loyalty, because like you said, transactional.
Yeah,
people need to get paid. They are businesses at the end of the day. But it's competing. You compete under your main.
I'd agree, but just to finish the thought, with it being transactional, like if you're paying for a service and you're like not getting what you need, it's not meeting your goals, I think, you know, you're more than entitled to look for something that is, you know, and that's why people do choose to move gyms. But you know, like you say, I completely agree. Like, you know, rep the gym that you're training at regularly at competition, because that's how you show it. Because when you win medals, it's under the gym, not only under your own name, but you're getting medals for the gym and they're, you know, in their competition. So it'll build up. Like when we had the one at Fleet, the two names, Matt House was down under the two names because they had their old Roger Gracie affiliation, and it looked like we came second, but we'd actually won if you had both medals together, because some people registered under the wrong affiliation. I think that's how. I think bringing medals back to the gym that you're loyal to is how you train. But then I also, to play devil's advocate to myself, if you're going to one gym for no gi and another gym for gi, should you compete under two then? It's a bit dicey, isn't it? I mean, yeah, I think it's each to their own, to be honest. I don't really have a horse in the race. I think, you know, do whatever makes you happy. But for me, but I'd be a little bit. I'm clannish, I know you've got stronger opinions on this. Yeah, I'm really clannish, like, because I'm a loyal person, like, do you know what I mean? And like, I like to, if I respect you and everything, I like to give a show it that way. And I was thinking about it. The more I was thinking about it, I was like, but what's the opposite to this? And I was like, well, every situation isn't the same, isn't it? But that's why I was thinking competing is the only way you can kind of give it back, isn't it? Yeah, I suppose. I'm probably going around the roundabout a couple of times, like, but it's like I'm still playing it out in my head at the minute. But your man, I put it up on the Instagram, and Andrew from Human Z Jiu-Jitsu, he actually said, like, he just sent me a DM and he said loyalty is earned and it shouldn't be automatic, you know. So, and like he said, just opening a gym to provide subpar services doesn't entitle anyone to anything. And he said also it becomes a point where loyalty becomes fascism. And he said we've all heard horror stories about Gracie gyms, not bullying the Gracie name, just heard a lot of bad stories about them gyms. Obviously he's from Ireland, can't speak to anything like that, or I'm not speaking for him or anything. And he just says, just go where the crack is great and the best rounds are. You know what I mean? And I think that's a brilliant way to round out the cross training segment. I think, yeah, that's wise words. And yeah, go where the by me. Go where the crack is good. Not by any of us. Not by any of us. Listen to his podcast, guys. Honestly, he's doing a great job of it. But yeah, that's really it. I think when it comes to it. Speaking of Gracie gyms and having to wear like a strict uniform, Mr. Tom Lucas knows a thing or two about stylish gis. I think both him and Mike share a penchant for a statement uniform. So how big is your gi collection, Mr. Lucas? Especially for a man that seems to prefer training no gi.
It's something I think 12 or 13.
Wow.
Maybe.
I want to hear from everyone that listens. Like, I'm going to put a poll up. Or I'm going to get Mike to put a poll up on. I'm going to try and do it over the weekend after the episode's gone live on Spotify. I was like, how many gis on average, like people, because most of the listeners do jiu-jitsu, how many gis they own? Because I think 12 has got to be in the upper end. I thought 6. I've got 6, and I thought that was.
How many years of training is that?
Since 2018.
Okay, it's not that long to have to.
No. Especially considering the whole world was shut down for about 18 months.
I bought 2 during lockdown as well. I couldn't even wear them for like.
Just one more question on that. Have you put on any weight that some of them don't fit you anymore?
Yes.
Okay, so how many don't fit you?
Well, they're just snug.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
They're the ones you wear to Matt House. You don't like wearing them around London, around the fancy friends, is it?
It's my favourite one, actually. Yeah.
You're quite a stylish fella off the mats as well. Have you always been like when you've done like other things like Muay Thai and other hobbies? Have you been one of those that always is invested in like good gear and like to look the part even if you ain't being the part?
Yeah, exactly. Because I'm terrible at it, so I may as well look good when I'm getting knocked out.
What does that word mean for all the dumb people like me? What did you say?
He said he's terrible at it.
Oh, terrible at it. I thought you said something. I thought it was a word.
No,
sorry, I just misheard you through the earphones. Sorry about that. That's just me being an idiot in general. Anyway. Sorry for breaking the flow of conversation.
Speaking about that, like, why is like jiu-jitsu is a bit weird like that? Where like I've got mates that are fishermen, right? But you don't see them like down the pub wearing like a Drennan or Shimano t-shirt.
Even outside
like
of jiu-jitsu.
jiu-jitsu seems to be one of those hobbies, and like even like I've got mates that are well into golf, but you don't see them rocking like golf brands or wearing like a golfing glove down the booze. Jiu-jitsu is one of those where it seems to spread into your everyday fashion, and I know you've got a few. Have you got a shoyo roll snapback? Have you got many other?
That's about it.
I'm wearing a tatami.
I'm wearing a jiu-jitsu t-shirt as well.
No, I draw a line generally speaking. Like jiu-jitsu stuff for the mats, apart from my hat.
Yeah, I'll try and save this for like walks to and from the gym when I know I'm going to be doing jiu-jitsu. I'll try and.
Yeah.
To be fair,
you train jiu-jitsu? Oh, what? How did you know?
Yeah. To be fair, I like the tatami one. They have a red one and a blue one, and I just like bright red and bright blue. So I wear it.
It's about the colours.
Yeah, it's all about colours for me, as if you hadn't guessed from the physiology.
Yeah, I saw some fella. I was at a party once, and he had like this kind of black belt around his wrist, just so everyone knew when he wasn't on the mats that he was a black belt still. Right.
Okay, that's some sort of ego there.
Yeah, for real. Yeah.
Some jiu-jitsu people are odd. We
But
say
we're odd as two left shoes anyway.
We say reg. Yeah, we definitely are. So
people living in glass houses throwing all the rocks they can.
Throwing handfuls of rocks. But yeah, we always say it's jiu-jitsu's for MMA fighters and oddballs, and well, I don't think there's any MMA fighters sat in this room, so I'll leave it up to you guys. How do you pick out your gis then, Tommy? Because I know we regularly send each other one. Do you like the top end ones like the Albino and Preto shoyo rolls?
Shoyo roll, Albino, Preto, yeah, those are the ones mainly.
Look for the drops, like.
Look for the drops, basically every drop.
Are you one for like sneakers as well?
I like shoes.
Yeah, okay, like proper shoes. Have you got any, like, because I know I've got some of my mates are sneakerheads and they've got sneakers that they don't wear. Have you got any, like, gis or anything that, like, you've bought as a kind of collector piece that you don't ever...
No,
that's good.
I think it's all just to wear. Yeah,
that's something at least. I've got a real issue with...
He's just trying to tap into your fashion sense of how it's coming across into your...
No, I just wondered what level of addict you were, really, mate, and you're on the...
I just like to, in theory, try and look good, but
I wonder, is it something to do with people with long hair? Because Rob has long hair as well, and he's always styling and profiling, like.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
I wouldn't know.
He's a bit better.
Rob, yeah,
I'm talking about. I wouldn't know about having long hair, mate.
Oh yeah, well.
He's a bit better at jiu-jitsu than me, though, isn't he?
Yeah, he's put a lot more time than anyone else into it, though.
To be fair.
Yeah, he puts in those mat hours. To be fair to him, we'll get him on one of these days. We're slowly talking him in.
We're trying to talk him around
because he's an interesting fella.
Have you not convinced him?
He's having an R in, I think.
Yeah.
We need to get the real Rob on here, so we need to make sure that it's kind of teed up correctly and not forced upon him.
So I shouldn't ask you about how many people you asked before you asked me, should I?
No, we actually wanted to have you on before.
We wanted to have you on for this sort of chat, really, mate. Yeah. Like I say, you fit the right description of the sort of guys we are. You know, the D-gens of BJJ. Speaking of fashion statements, you're a fan of the head bras, aren't you? You know, the ear protectors.
Oh, I had to. Yeah.
The ear protectors. You like to wear one of those. Yeah. I've never been. There's a plague of them going on at the house at the moment. I've seen more and more of them.
Craig has a set of them as well.
Yeah. What inspires that fashion choice? You say you
cauliflower ear.
Like to try and look good.
No.
For anyone that doesn't know, he wears the big plastic ones. That cover the ears.
Yeah. Cliff Keen, the old wrestlers.
I'll give him a shout out.
Yeah, big up Cliff.
But for anyone that doesn't know, they're like headphones, but made of kind of foam to protect your ears to stop you getting cauliflower ears. So actually, we had a question in one of the community chats a few weeks ago from Jim. blue belt James. Ginger James. Yeah, well, you're looking blank, but you will know him. He got promoted at the same time as, roughly the same time as us.
Yeah.
He was saying about cauliflower ear. Do you leave it? Do you drain it? What's the opinion on it? Because I'm a big believer in, my job isn't too customer facing anymore. I'm not sure. It depends. I think some people for work they've got to get it drained, but if you don't, I think rather than go through the rigmarole, just let it wear it, be proud.
I think for me the thing that did it was that I couldn't put my earphone in my ear. So I was like,
well, you're getting swelling that much inside.
Yeah. So I just kept draining it. I drained it for 3 weeks, and then had to use the magnets. And I thought, well, I'm not doing that again.
Did you use the magnets? You did.
Yeah, eventually.
Did they work?
Yeah. They did a good job after you drain it, because otherwise it was just coming back all the time, right? And then I'd use the clothes peg to keep it down, and that worked. So okay, but then I kind of splashed out on the magnets as well.
I had both mine done, but like I think you should just get it operated on if you don't want it. The only reason I don't want it is people it's a conversation piece for people, and when if you're around rough areas, like people always go, oh yeah, you fighter, what you do, or you do MMA is what people think when they think of, or else a rugby player, but people don't think that way really much anymore. So like, I just don't want to get a flog in the mouth off some fucking stupid young fella walking down the street, like, because there's rough enough parts of where I'd be from, or where whatever, in around London or wherever you go, not that they're going around London.
Someone might want to test themselves against the hard man.
Because you
say I was born like it.
Ken gets really ticked off actually when I tell people that they should go and get it done in ENT. He's like, just leave it go, mate. Just leave it go.
I say that as someone who doesn't have any cauliflower ear. So I think that if mine blew up and like looked bad, I'd probably get it done myself. So I'm people that have listened to the 10, 11 episodes we've done are going to realise I'm quite a hypocrite, and I often don't do what I say. So I'm continuing to be a hypocrite, telling you all to keep your cauliflower ear. And
I agree with you about not to go into A&E for it.
You do yours yourself?
Yeah, I did it myself because I think like there's enough people. The NHS is busy enough as it is.
It's not A&E, it's ENT. It's ear, nose, and
throat.
It's
still the NHS though, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's still the NHS.
If you went to A&E, you'd be waiting 4 hours, and they probably still wouldn't do it for you. But if you go through like day surgery or whatever.
I think they're busy enough, so I just did it myself. So.
Big up the NHS.
He's throwing shit at me there.
My wasting resources.
My tax money is going to go for when I need it.
Do you know who died? Who died instead of you getting your ear done?
I'll buy the ear, nose and throat doctor. Anyway, sorry, this is going to turn into something that like we're not actually recording something.
We've like obviously. So you agree on the ear protectors, Mike? Would you ever wear them?
No,
I wouldn't be seen dead. I'd rather get my ear drained 1,000 times or have a cauliflower ear that looks like a mash, like a.
I was draining my ear every day, and it was every 3 days at first, and then it was actually I drain it before I go to session, and then I come back from session and it'd be massive, and that's why it just wasn't enough for me. So I said I'll just go and see. And obviously my missus, sensible one, says why don't you just get this sorted after like about 6 weeks of it happening, and that's what led me to get the first one done. And then got the second one done, but they'd done a bodge job on it because it wasn't the woman at ENT in Redden. She's savage, and her boss is absolutely useless, and he fucked it up. And that's why I have it inside, because she actually recut it and fixed it, and that's why I still have the shape of the ear and a ball of it, because she tied it back around. But obviously, what was done, so I still have that little bit there. Big long story.
But you still wouldn't wear the ear protectors.
No, I'm not going to get it ever again. I feel little bits now, but I think once it goes, I don't think you can. The way mine went, because it blew up so big, I don't think it's ever going to go again. It's like scar tissue. It's not going to go.
Mystic Mike, he can predict that he's never going to get it again.
I think it was because when I was white belt, I used to bury my head in people's chests when you'd be a mount and stuff, and I think that's why I got it, because it was causing way more friction by placing my.
That's what someone I used to train with that had been training like years and years, who didn't have cauliflower ear, was like you'd get it from putting your head in stupid places.
Yeah.
So like, if you
totally agree.
If you know where you put your head, you're not gonna end up with it. So
and that's basically my jiu-jitsu game.
Putting your head in stupid places. Yeah, I was going to say expect me to have cauliflower ear in the next few months with it.
That's basically my jiu-jitsu game, because I'm hoping people will do it so I can guillotine them. So it's the only way I get some submission.
Yeah, to be fair, we're training with you lately. No guillotine, but I get a lot worse ears from that front headlock. But speaking of protective gear, we've had a couple of other questions that have come in on like kind of other gear, wasn't it? Like groin guards, like cups and mouth guards. So like, and where do you draw the line? Do you wear any of them? So
I think your comment on the grind guard is just fantastic, and you should probably repeat it for the
yeah.
podcast.
I thought everyone knew this. Like if you work in a good armbar game, you should develop retractable testicles that allow you to finish the. I think a lot of people don't get them till purple or brown belt, but yeah, I was just telling one of our white belts to keep training, and it's all come through. I was like, think of Kegel exercises, but with more suction, and you'll get there, mate. So have you developed that technique yet, Tom, or is that one you're still working on?
I'm just on the standard Kegel, but you know, I might have a game. Yeah.
Might be game, mate.
I'm just so old they hang down, so I don't have to worry about it. So you generally go to either side of your arm.
You're not allowed to compete in a cup. Like I hear a lot of like mixed reviews on that. I don't think it's so much of a fashion statement, but have you ever worn one?
Cup?
Yeah.
Nah.
Would you?
Nah.
I wouldn't either.
No.
But to be honest, the comment I was making was to say when we were on about mouth guards and cups, and you said you'll protect your teeth, but you won't protect your balls.
Yeah, so everyone was saying the same. Like, yeah, they wear a mouth guard, but they won't wear a cup. And I was like, funny to see what a jiu-jitsu like line wall for a free kick would look like. Everyone covering their mouths, but not covering their nuts. But yeah, all of us wear mouth guards, so that kind of says something about it. About it. What do you think the logic's there? Luke was saying, what did he say? Luke, purple belt Luke was saying that it's cheaper than a dentist, and I agree. Yeah, a mouth guard probably is cheaper than a dentist, but if you go the full Shane McGowan route and just let yourself have the piano teeth or gappy mouth. I've got one tooth and I use it well. You'll be all right. So yeah, why have you ever chipped your teeth?
Yeah, but not a jiu-jitsu. But I think one of the worst ones I got was when I wasn't wearing a mouth guard and I got a crossface and it just got ripped all the inside of my mouth.
Got your teeth into the gum.
That was horrible for like a few weeks, and that was me wearing a mouth guard from then on. But I mean, why would you wear a cup? How bad can it be? How bad can the kick in the balls could be, right? You know?
It's always accidental, isn't it?
Yeah,
Although it's talking about accidental things, like I mean, I concussed Benny with an elbow.
Have you heard this story? This is absolutely brilliant. Yeah, speaking of, well, like I will vouch for the entire jiu-jitsu public that Mike is an absolute nightmare to drill with because
I only elbowed him in the head fucking last week.
Need me in the gooch, which is a unique type of pain that not you don't get to experience as a man very often, like a strong hard blow to the gooch, but trust me, it had me reeling. But honestly, for Tom and the listeners' benefit, please tell this Benny story, and I'll add some colour if I can.
Yeah, so it was Sunday open, Matt, and I hadn't seen Benny in a while because Benny is a bit flaky with how he likes to go travelling, and he's mountain climbing, and he's obviously in a band as well.
And he's a fireman and works shift.
And he's a fireman, yeah, so he's a busy life, like.
Busy boys.
But he was in anyway, so we were getting around him, hadn't seen him in a while, and you all know my jiu-jitsu is very plod along. I kind of flow like erosion more so than
flow like ice. I always say flow like ice.
So like if I'm trying to get into side control and if I'm inside and I'm trying to get front headlock like a cradle or something, I'll generally move my left knee to my left hand to get up closer to you. And as I was doing that, Benny moved forward like to shrimp into himself to create space to push off me, and we just collided. And he got up and he was just like, "Oh, I don't feel well. And he's like, "Oh fuck, I'm sorry." Long story short, anyway, he goes to the hospital, parks his van up, goes to the hospital. They say, "Fucking, you've got a concussion."
Oh yeah.
So he's like, "What?" And he's like, "No, you have to stay here. We have to monitor you."
Yeah,
so
have to keep you in overnight because you've got a concussion.
So he stays in overnight anyway.
That was a while back, right?
Last year sometime. Yeah. Shout out Benny, and I'm sorry, but this is hilarious. So he gets up anyway, and he goes, "Fuck it, yeah, you can leave or whatever." So he's grand, fine, fuck it, I'm getting out of here. Goes into the car park. Where's my fucking van? So I can't find his van.
So he thinks obviously second guessing because he had a concussion. Like, where did I park it?
Where did I park the van?
Looking around, asking, and then carry on, mate.
So whatever it was, anyway, I think he went into the the hospital, and he found out that it was taken away. He was like, "Why was it taken away? You know, like it shouldn't have been taken away." So in the midst of having a concussion and forgetting how to stop a car correctly and use a handbrake, the car rolled out of its parking space and into the road, and the police took it away.
Was it into like the ambulance bay or something? It hadn't even rolled into the road. It had rolled in, so it was blocking up like the emergency entrance to the hospital.
So yeah, they took it away. So I think he had to go and pay a couple of £100 for a fine.
£100. So yeah, got a need in the head. He had to miss some sort of event, I think, because they kept him in overnight for the hospital, and then he goes out with a couple of £100. So yeah, guys, if you're If you're looking for a casual Sunday open, Matt,
don't train with me. Yeah.
Mike's your fella. He'll.
I am the spazzy blue belt. Don't not forget it.
Oh, that was fucking jokes. So that came up. I was completely forgotten that story. So yeah, with safety equipment with Mike, you might need like a football helmet, like the ones the American footballers wear. Speaking of Matt Savages, Ivan asked a question of he's like, whenever you have Tom on, ask him about the time he bit me during a roll.
He can fuck off. He bit me.
Yeah, it is that. He said he bit your ear or something, did he?
He bit my finger. Yeah.
Oh yeah, my bad. You can fuck off. Yeah, no, my bad. Sorry, Ivan, mate.
I'll take that back, Ivan. Yeah, blame Ken.
Yeah, no. So, what happened? Yeah,
what was it?
He can fuck off. He bit me. What happened? Who bit who? And could any safety gear have saved that?
Maybe some Kevlar gloves or something like that.
He had a mouth guard on and he bit you.
The story that he said to me is that he was reaching down and he was trying to tighten his lapel, trying to grab hold of my lapel with his teeth to create a tighter choke. But
that man's a savage.
He bit my finger. I thought, similar reaction to the one I just gave then.
Mechanical process of getting a tighter grip.
Yeah. So it was quite a meticulous little move, to tighten the lapel. And next thing you know, bit my finger. Didn't expect that.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, Savage Ivan the Terrible, mate. That's what I call him.
And from now on, that's what he'll be known as.
A nice one for him for fessing up for that as well. Yeah.
No, he asked us to.
Oh, you're a nice dude and you're well respected, so I think.
That one. So yeah, mouth guards. Maybe protect your training partners as much as they protect you.
Yeah.
So we're trying to kick off this podcast, get a bit of notoriety or something, and I didn't ask you to allude to it too much because I wanted to ask you here. So you were saying you were asking me about the views and stuff, and I said they're flying up, and we alluded to a joke that Zach might have it on repeat around the house to try and get episode 10 up because
where we were saying where he was in the rankings of the episodes, and then it jumped up about 20 listens in the space of a
couple of
few
days.
Hours,
although now he has a massive following as well between both pages,
that probably plays part of it. But yeah, what were you saying?
But so you were in a YouTube ad and you were the one clicking the likes.
Yeah, basically, I swear it must have had like 30,000 views, and I think 1,000 of them were at least me.
Can you tell us what it was?
Yeah, Red Stripe. It was Red Stripe beer.
And how did you get about that? Can you tell the story around
I think you can watch it. I think it's on YouTube as making music in the corner shop with Red Stripe, right? So you basically, I think what they'd rigged up the shop so that anybody who bought any beers, Red Stripe, the whole shop would start moving, and things would start moving on the shelves, and they'd start playing a message to you, Rudy. I think it's to celebrate a kind of Jamaican independence, and they'd film people's reactions and stuff like that. So I went in there, bought a few beers.
Did you have to sign a waiver or anything for that one?
Yeah.
Did you pay for it?
Nah.
Did you get can-free?
No,
fucking cheap bastards. Red Stripe, you're Tommy beer.
That's a sponsorship I could sign off on, but not until they send my man Tom a crate of beers.
Yeah. But I'm quite happy just to keep clicking on it and look at myself online.
Just get a little ego rub.
Yeah.
Are we looking good?
Always.
You're always looking good.
We must pull this up. I'll put it up actually. I'll copy the video and I'll put it in next to the episode.
Give Tommy some love. We'll link his socials too. So I think we've come to some solid conclusions that being a Creonte isn't even a thing. Doesn't matter. We'll protect our mouths more than we'll protect our nuts, and our fashion is important on and off the mat. So if you've got any words you want to end on, Mike? Where do people get at us?
I'll just say from last week having Zach on and that, and it's been the most people have listened to us. I did do a post up, but it's the most people listened, and that episode has gone on to be the most listened. So we're actually, last Friday was the most amount listened through all the episodes. On a Friday, it's the most that was listened to.
Yeah, and the last week was as well, isn't it?
Yeah.
From Friday to Friday, Friday to Thursday now is the most listens in a 7-day period. So.
We might have a bit of news coming up about something Zach helped us out with. We will want to allude to it now, but something kind of exciting for us and people that we might be working with. We'll just keep the lid on it for a minute. But let's give a little teaser now.
Keep your eyes on the socials. There might be some news to come and hopefully some giveaways coming up on future podcasts to work alongside that.
So sorry before I said that. So it's always DJ and BJJ pod on Instagram. If you check the link in the bio, there's the WhatsApp there. All the episodes, whether you want to go Apple, Spotify, can follow, share, subscribe, all that nonsense. Yeah, just click on everything because the more followers we get, it's all based on retention and how we can promote ourselves. So if you can rate us 5 stars on Spotify or Apple Music or other platforms are available, whatever you can rate us on, because we're actually 25 and that number 25 in wrestling on Apple in the UK there a couple of weeks ago, which is mad, like, because
we're just two idiots in my life for free.
Right.
Not to call you an idiot, but you're sat with us.
I make up for two for his one. But yeah, no, just a shout out to everyone, because like 10 episodes in, and obviously this has been number 11, and thanks Tom for coming on as well.
Yeah, cheers mate.
Yeah, you're welcome. I'm sorry for what it's going to do to your listeners.
Oh, man, it's been a fun chat. Thanks for coming on. Like I say, we're having a third DJ in the house is always welcome.
Have you anything you'd like to say or anything?
Any words of wisdom you want to end on?
Nah, just keep your fingers safe, I think.
Keep your fingers safe, keep them away from Ivan the Terrible. Yeah, guys, like Mike says, much love. We've got a cool little community developing on WhatsApp. There's been some funny back and forths in that chat. So, yeah, follow the link, get on there. I'll try and put that poll up about how many geese you have. And, yeah, let us know in the comments how many geese you think's too many. But, yeah, as always, guys, much love. Play it to your nan.
See you guys.
Catch you next week.